Welcome to Train a Killer, Last Winter. This is a game where you're trapped in a cabin with two cannibals who want you and your friends for dinner. One is a loudmouth brat who's quick to violence with a soft side. The other is a cold-hearted killer who's protective of the little dude. There are no good endings, but if you're lucky enough, maybe they'll let you live. Anyway, here are your content warnings. Now please enjoy yourselves. You don't want to hear it. You can't bear to hear it. How did you get here? What went wrong? All you and your friends did was...
Come on! It's no fun when you close your eyes! Kieran, help me out here, would ya?
Man, I kinda miss these two.
Nothing personal.
Your eyes are torn open as you're kicked in the side by the older man.
Now, that's better! Piece of shit! Thinking you could play with my feelings?
Oh god, this is how it opens? The smell of blood fills the room alongside the gory sight. You watch as he lays the crowbar onto what remains of Finn's face a couple more times. It seems to work up a sweat for the younger man, his grunts deep and ragged.
That'll do it, Sarul.
Yeah. Just hush and let me enjoy this.
Is it just me, or is Sarul caked up? The man kicks his corpse for one more sick measure, letting out a relieved sigh. Okay, now I'm done. Sarul walks away from Finn. Your body moves in the opposite direction towards what is left of your once alive friend. Finn! Yet, Miko reaches him first. Miko cradles the battered body of Finn in his arms. You see him let out a sob as he covers the eyes of your friend with delicate fingers. You avert your eyes to give them some privacy, but there is nowhere to look without witnessing destruction. Eyes scanning the room, you see the bodies of your fellow classmates, River, Sika, and now, Finn. You hope they're at peace now. Anything better than this hell, at least. You remember just a few days ago, when you and your friends arrived at this cabin for winter break, a dream getaway from the stressors of university, only to be dropped into a nightmare. On your second day at the cabin, two strange men invaded the house. At first, you thought they were lost travelers and happily let them in. You had to admit, one of the men was more startling than the other. It was... well, startling? Startling? Startling! Oh, I would imagine that Sarul was quite abrasive. The shorter man. He was wearing a hood at the time, but peering from the fabric were eyes you will never forget. They were haunting, a manic lust for bloodshed. Eyes that darted from place to place frantically, as if looking for anything that could be used to kill you. They soon started to use force and stripped you and your friends of any clothing that gave you a sense of dignity. River immediately tried to defend the group. He was always known to be a hothead. Unfortunately, he couldn't stand a chance against two men with weapons and was quickly killed. You faintly recall the shorter of the two saying, "They could have killed him slower." Absolutely sick. Sika tried running while the rest were asleep. Finn begged her to stay, but couldn't shake her conviction. The next morning, she was caught freezing in the snow, a mile out from the cabin. She was then thrown into the basement, where she was tortured with cold water poured onto her every hour until she died of hypothermia. Finn almost convinced Sarul to let him go by flirting his way through, until Kieran snapped him out of it. He was brutally beaten with a crowbar to the head by a rage-filled Sarul until all of his face was gone. His blood is still on you.
Oh, man, I'm beat. Well, not as much as Finny Boy over here, but...
Kieran groaned.
Just say you're tired.
Yeah, I'm tired. And quite famished if I do say so myself. Come on, guys. You ready for some grub? We need the energy if we want to keep going.
You place a hand on Miko's shoulder. You okay there?
I will be.
I'm going to assume that's a yes. Cerule, watch them as I get the rations.
Ooh, what's for lunch? Dinner? I don't know what time it is right now.
Okay.
You and Miko stare at the man in haunted silence.
So, what do you guys do for fun here? Man, there's gotta be some board games around here. Something.
Cerule himself seems to be quite fine despite these circumstances, though. After enough rummaging through the cabinet.
I didn't know you guys had an Monopoly. Can we play?
No! You just killed our friend!
Stop whining, Miko. This ain't the first time. And sure thing, Cerule. You shake your head in disapproval. The man's fingers grip around the cardboard box.
Well, I think we should.
Food's here.
I wanted to play in Monopoly! The older man unceremoniously drops a slab of meat in front of us.
Eat up.
Kieran and Cerule have been kind enough, well, maybe unkind depending on how you see it, to provide you and the others with food to get through the day. You can't exactly put a finger on what meat this actually is, but it tastes faintly of pork. You pick up a piece of cold, cooked meat and hold it to your lips. But when looking at Miko, you see him despondently staring at the pork on the ground.
What's wrong? Does our little lamb not want to eat?
I don't feel like it.
Well, you can starve then! Double servings for me! You tear off a piece of the pork and chew.
Are you sure? This is the 4th time this week. You know, Kieran took the time out of his day to cook this meal for you. If it were me, I would have fed it to you vermin raw.
You need the energy. Don't you want to live?
Exactly, Miko! Like, don't you want to live? Like, who cares where the meat came from? I know where the meat came from, and it's delicious. Eyes leady on Miko once again. You see that he's not looking too good. His eyes are sunken, and he looks much more thinner than before. You don't want Miko to starve. What should you do? Why couldn't I just force feed him? God, I'm being absolutely terrible right now. Miko, you gotta eat! Miko, I need you to eat. I don't want to lose you. You extend a piece of meat forward in the hope that he'll take it. I'll eat if you eat. Thankfully he does. He slowly starts to nibble on the food, and you feel a small sense of relief.
Eat. It's good for you.
It tastes amazing too. Like, what you do with this? What exactly is this? Wait, why did he laugh? Before he can speak up, Miko once again beats you to it.
What was that laugh supposed to mean? What did you do to the food?
Are there laxatives in it?
Nothing?
Despite his answer, he can't stop cackling. Miko is now face to face with the shorter man.
Said, what did you do to our food?
Well, secret's out.
Human meat. We've been feeding you human meat.
Ooh! Instinctively, your body starts to throw up before you can even command it to. Hey! Hey! Rude!
What the heck is wrong with you guys?
What? Did you think your food just magically comes from nowhere?
Well, maybe. Do you have any idea just how naive I am? Well, not that naive, to be fair.
We had to get it from somewhere.
What happened to the food we brought?
Oh, that's for us. Might I add, your dear River had a very excellent selection of chips.
And you ate it all to yourself? Cerule! God damn it!
You piece of...
In the blink of an eye, Miko has pinned Cerule to the wall, hands enclosed around the man's neck.
Whoa there, buddy. Getting a little riled up, are we?
Shut up!
Cerule!
Quit it, Kieran. Let me handle this.
Miko goes in for a punch to the head, but Cerule uses his dangling legs to kick the larger man in the groin. You stare in horror as his grip loosens on the manic man. Miko's groans soon turn into a scream of pain as Cerule ducks down and stabs him in the foot with a dagger.
Really thought you could beat me with that one? You're just like a big panda bear.
Wait, but panda bears are really dangerous, though.
Scary and intimidating in size, but don't know really what the fuck they're doing.
Well, you're right on that. Cerule swiftly punches Miko, causing him to kneel over. He grabs both of his arms and holds them from behind.
Anything you want to say before I make you feel sorry?
That analogy wasn't even insulting.
Okay, you had your chance.
Pulling the dagger out of Miko's foot, Cerule hovers the blade over Miko's hand.
Now, which finger should I cut off first?
The thumb! That'll be really funny.
Maybe this one?
Cerule slowly cleaves off Miko's thumb, rewarding him with an anguished howl.
You might want to save your energy. After all, since you're not eating, you don't have much strength left.
Exactly, Miko. Like, come on, like, dig in. This is delicious. Cerule's eyes start to wander, calculating which finger to sever next that would cause the most damage. His pupils dilate once landing on the golden band located on his ring finger.
Looky here. What's this?
He taps on the accessory engraved with floral designs.
Roses? How romantic. Must belong to someone special, huh?
The knife inches closer.
Someone that really cares about you.
He aims the knife below the knuckle. I'ma stay out of it. You shut your eyes tightly and try to shut out the noise of Miko's screams. There's no point in helping. His fate is already sealed. This is just speeding up the process. I'm sorry, Miko. Like, there's nothing I can do about this. Like, good luck. You mutter an apology to him, but mostly to yourself for being such a coward.
Hey, Kieran! Get him to look at this!
Your eyes are forced open by Kieran as your head is locked in place to look at your dear friend and Cerule. Cerule wields the knife before you, making sure you are aware of what he's about to do next. Enclosed in a tight fist, the knife slices through flesh and bone of Miko's ring finger. Miko hyperventilates at the sight of his missing fingers lying before him.
Looks like our big panda bear wasn't as strong as he thought. What are you gonna do now, huh? How are you gonna protect your friends when you cry at the sight of your own blood?
He cries out, looking for an answer, but before he can speak, his eyes roll to the back of his head as he now lays limply in Cerule's hold. Cerule drops Miko's arm disappointingly.
Man, I hate when they do that.
His bloodshot eyes shift towards you. You think you can tell where this is going.
Guess I'll have to play with you instead.
Ooh, are we gonna play Monopoly? Well, I have no idea. God, I flatter Cerule. I feel like this is gonna get me killed. I flatter him. Cerule reaches a hand out to grab your neck. Luckily, you dodged just in time. Wait. He sighs dramatically. This better work.
Now what?
I just want to say, I appreciate you.
What?
Kieran's full attention is now on you. It takes skill to orchestrate all you guys have done here. Might I even say it takes two talented men such as yourselves to pull such a feat.
Are you saying you're happy we killed your friends?
I mean, I barely know them. They weren't that great anyway. They forgot my birthday a couple of times. Cerule throws a hand into his hair and laughs hysterically.
Oh my god, they really lost it!
Oh my god, you can't believe you're doing this! Cerule pulls the hand down his face. If you like art so much. He throws a dagger to your feet.
Kill yourself. Show how much you love its beauty.
You can hear Kieran snicker in the background. He hesitantly pick up the weapon and... What? Wait, what? I guess? Yeah! You take the blade into your own throat. Blood gushes in rivers from your neck. You try to let out a sound, but only more of that ruby liquid comes out of your mouth.
They really did it!
The men surround you and marvel at the sight.
Amazing.
It's cold. It's getting cold. Before you lose consciousness, you feel a hand patting the top of your head.
You did good, buddy. I won't forget you for a long time.
Ah, god damn it. You know I stand no chance, but I'm gonna attack Sarul. You quickly get up, aim the weapon at Sarul, and start running.
Whoa! What the hell?
Cyril, get behind me!
You feel the blade swiftly embed soft flesh. But once you open your eyes, you realize you've got the wrong target.
Kieran!
Ah! Shit! You back away and try to make a run for it.
Oh no, you fucking don't.
You are pulled by the shirt onto the ground and come face to face with a furious Sarul.
Did you think you could get away with this?
Honestly, yeah? You feel a sharp stab in your gut.
Was it fun? A little relieving?
Again.
Did you think you could escape? You stupid bitch!
And again. Trying to get away, you feel something spill from within yourself. You look down at your cut stomach and viscera fall out in piles. He continues to dig into your stomach and gutturally screams while doing so. After a few more torturous seconds of agony, he finally gets up and carries Kieran against his shoulder. Before you succumb to darkness, you hear one last thing.
Don't die on me, old man. I know it's gonna hurt, but you said the device does the job, right? Just a few more seconds.
You died. Okay, so flattering Sarul definitely will get us killed no matter what. Oh, do your worst. You attack Sarul.
Cyril,
Yes, Kieran?
do that move I taught you, please. With the handle of the blade.
Oh, alright.
In one swift movement, Sarul efficiently knocks you unconscious. Did I survive? I survived. You awake to the two men chattering in the background. Something about gaming? Kieran, I know the game server shut down in the future, but the graphics are absolutely sick. You gotta play it. Sarul, it's awake. Well, look who's awake. You sure looked comfy and cozy there. How comedic. So, did you dream about us?
You know, I'm surprised you haven't noticed your predicament yet.
What is he talking about? You raised your arm to cradle your head, but are instead met with the movement of chains pulled taut.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. You wouldn't want to hurt your pretty wrists, yeah?
Sarul smugly saunters closer with a remote in hand, waving it carelessly. You hear the clicks of buttons and metal rustling as Sarul becomes increasingly more frustrated.
Ah! Stupid machine! Your time stuff is too complicated, Kieran!
Kieran pushes him out of the way.
Fine, I'll handle it.
He stands before you with a control in hand and a crazed look. You've never seen him so manic before.
Then what am I supposed to do?
Go upstairs.
But
One single glare from Kieran is enough to let him know he's serious. You quietly let out a sigh of relief. At least he won't be put through the erratic whims of Sarul.
don't act like I didn't see that.
He lets out a loud chuckle.
Oh, you're going to regret thinking you're safer with Kieran. Trust me.
He slowly shuts the door behind him.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Now then.
Kieran clicks a button, and you're lifted towards the ceiling, dangling so far above the ground that he's eye level with your stomach. Oh. I figured today I'd indulge myself. You don't want to know what he means.
Not gonna talk? That's fine.
He brandishes a large knife. Your hands start to sweat.
I usually try not to get things too bloody. It's such a pain to clean. But today,
He positions the tip of his knife just above your navel.
I want to see you bleed.
He lifts your leg by the ankle and lightly runs the tip of his blade behind your knee. In this position, you could probably get in a good kick. I'ma stay still. Fear keeps you frozen in place. It's not fear, I can assure you of that.
Good lamb. It's better not to fight back.
You know, for someone who's trying to torture me, you are being awfully seductive about this. He pushes the knife into your skin, just enough to draw a small amount of blood. He drags the blade down your leg, leaving a thin line of red. He drops your leg, and you breathe a sigh of relief. Maybe it won't be so bad. Kieran sinks his blade into your abdomen.
That won't stop me from hurting you, though.
Once you start screaming, you can't stop. Kieran leaves thousands of cuts on you, some small, some deep. He pushes his fingers into the wound on your thigh and smears the blood all over your skin.
Blood is such a vivid color. This bright red. It's breathtaking.
Thank you! He pierces the very tip of his knife.
This in here is one of the most beautiful parts of a human being.
He starts carving upward, pulling your skin to the muscle. You struggle and squirm against the chains.
Careful now. This large of a knife isn't exactly precise. If you don't want me to hit something vital, you'll have to hold still.
Okay! You bite your tongue, willing yourself not to thrash around too much.
If you behave, you might just survive this.
You want to believe him. It's very possible he's just lying to you, but you don't want to give up. Not yet. He slices horizontal lines along the top and bottom of his first cut and pulls your skin out of the way.
There.
He pauses, admiring your viscera. He looks mesmerized, like this really is the most beautiful sight to him. You flinch when he runs his hands over your unprotected organs. He growls.
You wouldn't mind if I helped myself to a quick bite, would you?
Nah, go ahead, I've got plenty to share. What?
I'll just take a small part of your liver. Don't worry, you can live without it.
But are you sure? Are you sure about that? Oh, please, there has to be something else. What about a kidney?
No, this part is my favorite.
But, well, it would be a stretch to say that I'm alcoholic, because, I'm not drunk in a while. His fingers pinch at something inside of you, and he runs the blade through to sever a small piece. You can't take this anymore. You try to swallow down the bile in your throat, but you can't. You vomit, and the acid runs down your chest and into the open wounds at your center. Oh, God. Thank God there's, no graphics for any of this, because, this is just... Oh, I can imagine it, and it's just awful. Tears stream down your face and blurs your vision. When you're finally done dry heaving, you blink the tears out of your eyes. You wished you hadn't looked at him. His hands, arms, and face are covered in blood. He slowly places the piece of your liver on his tongue. Did he wait until you were paying attention to eat it? Hey, yo! He closes his mouth and savors it. If you had anything left in your stomach, you'd be throwing up all over again.
Sadly, I don't think we can do much more. Otherwise, you'd fall apart on me.
He walks to the other part of the room and retrieves some sort of machinery. It looks like a large, heavy flashlight with handles.
Now, I could just patch you up, but wounds like that might get infected.
He holds up the strange device.
This is an organic matter rehabilitator. It's usually used when the patient is under anesthesia, but it works just fine without it.
What does it do?
Think of it as something that sutures wounds. It can heal everything I just did.
He flips a switch, and a dim light shines out the bottom. You can feel the heat, even from several feet away.
It will hurt, of course. It feels a bit like you're being boiled from the inside, then burned.
You feel queasy again.
This can basically undo everything I did here today. Do you want me to use it? Or would you rather I patch you up the old-fashioned way?
I'll use the device. Yeah, sure. Okay, use it. He adjusts something and the light gets brighter. The room feels boiling hot now.
Not even going to say, please?
Please? Your voice sounds quiet and pathetic. You don't want to bleed out at this point. What do you mean I sound pathetic? He walks up to you and pushes the lens directly over your center. You scream, knowing the worst is yet to come.
With wounds like this, I'll have to turn it up to high.
All right, lay it on me, Doc. You hear the machine powering up, and the burning starts deep inside you. When you look down, you swear you can see your skin bubbling. Stop it! Stop it, please!
Too late. I can't power it off once the laser sequence is activated.
Laser? Your entire body pulses with heat. Both of you are sweating at this point. Oh, but it keeps getting hotter. A blue light glows beneath your skin, and you can see the silhouette of bubbles. It pulses again and again. The machine is so loud you can't even hear your own screams anymore. Your body can't handle the pain anymore, and you pass out. You wake up to find that there's no one there. The basement is colder than ever, and you can see your fingers colored a light blue. There's something shining in the dark, in what looks like a puddle of blood. Although you barely have any strength, should you try reaching for it? Yeah? You muster up any strength you have to reach for whatever was in the dark red puddle. It's Sika's hairpin. Hiding the bobby pin under your thigh, you save it for when it's the right time to strike. Silently, you let out a yawn. It's time to regain your strength for the next day, for the hell of what the men upstairs have planned for you. Just as you were about to fall unconscious, you feel something soft being draped over you.
Good night.
Wait, what? Hello? Thank you? You open your eyes to see both men already in the room. As you rub the sleep out of your eyes, you see Sarul fiddling with a hair comb. It takes you a moment to realize what he's doing. That's Sika's hair. Is that? You look away before you can comprehend what you're seeing.
Ah, you're awake.
Morning, Kieran, or is it afternoon already? I do sleep in quite a bit. The other man's voice startles you, but you're grateful for the distraction. He walks up to you and you freeze. To your relief, he only sets a plate of food in front of you. But now you have a choice to make. Of course I'm gonna eat it. You know what this is, but you need to survive. You eat the food and try not to think about it.
Why are these stupid braids so hard to do?
Sarul's whiny voice pulls your attention away from the plate in front of you. He's struggling to pull a comb through Sika's knotted hair. Her hollow eyes look back at you.
Fucking hell!
He yanks the comb again, and you can see some of the hair ripped from her skull.
How am I even supposed to try a braid when I can't brush through this shit?
You suppress a wince. You know she's not alive anymore, but that's still a part of her. Seeing what's left of her being torn apart like this, I'm gonna offer to help. That's not how you do it. Your voice almost echoes in the nearly empty room. You didn't expect it to sound so loud. Both Kieran and Sarul look at you with surprise. Sarul's expression quickly morphs to anger. He looks like he's ready to crush the comb with his hand. With thick hair like that, you have to start combing from the end. Otherwise, you'll just make the knots worse. Sarul scoffs.
Yeah, I knew that.
Kieran says nothing, but you see him smirking. If you knew how to do it right, why are you making things harder for yourself?
Shut up!
Sarul grabs Sika by the roots and tosses her towards you. Her head hits the ground in front of you with a dull thump and rolls to your feet.
If you're so good at it, then you do it.
You raise your hand and Kieran unsheathes his knife, ready to pounce on you if you try anything. Hand me the comb. Kieran sheathes his knife and Cerule throws the comb at you. You take a moment to steel yourself as you start running your fingers through Sika's hair. You settle her head in your lap, face down. Seeing her like this is hard, but at least this way, you can pretend it's someone else. What kind of braid were you thinking of? The knots are tough, and it doesn't help that her hair has been mistreated by Cerule.
A braid? What a dumb question.
There's Duchess braids, fishtail braids, French braids.
I know that.
You seem to know a lot of things today.
Look, I don't need your shit right now.
Usually, this kind of bickering will put you on edge. By now, you know that it's safer for you if their attention is directed at each other. Their voices become background noise as you carefully pull the knots in her hair apart. In the end, you settle on a Dutch braid, pulling in strands of hair along the sides of her face, bit by bit into the main braid. The end result is messy, with hair sticking out all over, despite your best efforts with the comb. But the shape of the braid stands out nicely. You're about to ask about a hairband since you're holding the ends of the braid with your fingers. When you look up, Cerule is standing over you.
Holy shit, you actually did it.
Yeah. Do you have a hairband? Before you can finish your sentence, Cerule rips Sika out of your hands.
This actually looks really good.
He's holding her with the braid facing him, so her face looks towards you. Her eyes are clouded over, her mouth hanging open. You can still tell...
Can you do mine?
What?
Do mine next.
Before you can really comprehend what's going on, Cerule plops down in front of you with his back facing you.
Can you braid around the flower crown?
Great. He holds up Sika and tilts her head this way and that, admiring the braid.
Oh, here's some hair ties.
Cerule tosses a handful of hair ties over his shoulder. His hair isn't exactly short, but there's no way you're getting a full Dutch braid out of it. Your life depends on it, so you do what you can. You run the comb through his hair carefully, starting at the bottom. You feel like you're running on autopilot, your fingers passing sections of hair back and forth mindlessly. Before you know it, you're tying off the braid and tucking the end under some of his hair at the back of his head. You did a perfect waterfall braid.
Are you done?
Yep.
Where is it? Is it in the back? How the hell am I supposed to see it?
He starts grabbing at his hair, and you almost want to stop him before he ruins it.
Here.
Kieran tosses something across the room. Cerule catches it and gives Kieran a questioning look. You glance over his shoulder to see what's going on. In Cerule's hand is a compact mirror. It's bedazzled with blue rhinestones in the shape of a cat's face.
Why do you...
Drop it.
Whatever.
Cerule scoffs and starts holding up the mirror to his face and angling it back and forth.
Damn, this actually looks really good.
I'm glad you like it. You breathe a sigh of relief. You may just live to see another day. Looks good on you. Cerule whips his head around to look at you. For a moment, you think you've said something to offend him. You've sat perfectly still, scared to even breathe.
You think so?
Yeah? You probably don't sound very convincing right now. His gaze is unwavering. I think that kind of braid really suits your hairstyle, especially with the flower crown. It's really cute. He smirks and turns his attention back to the mirror.
Yeah, I am cute, aren't I?
Yeah, absolutely. Unless your eyes deceive you, Cerule's reflection through the pocket mirror shows his cheeks tinting with a slight blush.
All right, kids. That's enough playtime for today.
So, what's on the agenda for today? More torture? Kieran stands up and stretches his back.
We've got work to do. Let's go.
Cerule gets up and follows Kieran up the stairs. Ah! No more torture! Just before he closes the door, he glances back at you. The door closes, and you are left alone again. You lie on the cold ground and try to get some rest. God damn it! You open your eyes, and it's the same empty basement as always. You're getting really damn sick of the sight. I've got to make a save here. Let's try getting out of our chair. Or do we wait? I feel like waiting for the right time would be the best call, though. Just wait. You struggle with your chains a bit, but you can't unlock it. You tuck the bobby pin in your pants pocket and decide to try another time. The squeaking of the heavy wooden door at the top of the stairs draws your attention. You expect to see both men coming down the stairs, but it's just Sarul. He sits down in front of you, much closer than he's ever been before. Why are you pouting? You haven't even had the chance to rub the sleep out of your eyes yet. There's some crust on the inner corner of your left eye, but you don't dare move your hands to wipe it away. You're waiting for what he will do, but he hasn't said anything yet. Hey, is everything okay? Yeah, it's fine. That's it? He looks like he has something he wants to say, but he refuses to speak. It's almost like he wants you to breach the subject first, but that involves reading his mind. Say something. You can't ask if he's seen any good movies lately, and the weather has been the same since the day you got here. You open your mouth to speak, without much of a plan on what to say. Had any good meals lately?
Not really. We ran out of barbecue sauce.
Oh, man. We should probably head to the store to get some more. Oh. Yes, you look around the room frantically, trying to avoid eye contact with the psycho in front of you. Your eyes land on the braid in his hair. It's a bit messy. It looks like he slept on it, but he kept it in his hair. Your braid still looks good. His expression changes. He's almost excited?
Yeah? You said you liked it, right?
Well, I don't want to brag, but yeah. I think it really suits you.
You said it was cute.
Yeah.
You said you liked it.
Yes?
Do you like...
He stops himself and presses his lips together. Is he seriously thinking about that? After what happened to Finn, you don't exactly want to brazenly lie to him. Then again, there's nothing left to rat you out. I mean, there's no one left to rat you out. I mean, it was nice spending time with you without having to worry about, getting injured and stuff.
If you weren't such a coward, you wouldn't have to be scared.
Excuse me? You're the reason I'm scared. If you were in my shoes, you'd be scared shitless. Then what would you do if you were stuck like me here?
I'd go down fighting. I'd have fun. I wouldn't let anyone see me scared, and I'd die with a smile on my face.
Oddly commendable. That's not always the smartest move. If you piss off the wrong person, they'll kill you.
So?
What?
Survival isn't the goal. Giving your killer hell is the only thing you can do. Go down swinging.
I have a feeling that, like, a lot of these are hints as of, like, what we should do to get the best possible ending. I just have a feeling here. You stare at him in amazement. Does he really have no sense of self-preservation? So, you'd give up on surviving?
If surviving means I cower in fear and I have to worry about every single little thing I say or do, then yeah, some things are more important than living.
Easy for you to say. You're not the one on the brink of death.
Right now, I'm not.
What?
Aren't you just fucking sick of it? The crying, the begging, stressing out over every little thing like it's gonna change your fate. All your friends are dead. You're trapped down here. You're not making it out alive.
He's right. As much as you want to hold out, as much as you want to hope, those emotions are exactly what's holding you back. I think I get it. He scoffs.
Took you long enough.
I'm gonna die here, and it will probably be horrible. I'm too weak to fight back now, and if I had more at the beginning, I might have made it out, or at least I wouldn't be stuck here wasting away. River was the only one brave enough.
Yep. The rest of you just scurried away like rats.
Well, now that I'm giving up, I'll be honest with you.
Oh, yeah?
I hate you. I hate your guts. Any death I can think of is not nearly painful enough for you. Sarul throws his head back and laughs.
See? There you go.
I mean it, Sarul. You deserve...
I know. And maybe I'll even get it someday. But that's not gonna stop me. And it shouldn't stop you either.
You know, why am I having better banter with Sarul here than, like, most of the Yandres I've been with? Like, come on. Like, y'all gotta step up your game. Like, this is like peak conversation. You kick him in the leg.
Ah! What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm just taking your advice.
You little?
He cackles wildly. You shrug your shoulders at him.
I like you like this.
The feeling is not mutual.
Good. But you know what? You're still trapped here, and I can do whatever I want to you.
He smirks and pulls out his dagger. You sigh. I'm out of care to give. I just can't bring myself to be afraid anymore. Go for it.
Oh, I will.
He raises his arm and tosses his knife towards the back wall, completely out of reach.
Just so you don't get any ideas and try to grab my knife.
Then he plops his head right into your lap. The hell are you doing? That's what Don't ask what's going on down there. Do not ask, okay? You don't need to know what's going on down there. I'm just saying.
I'm taking your lead.
Wait, what? That explains nothing.
I'm letting go of the fear holding me back.
What? Lying in someone's lap is your greatest fear? Something like that. He grabs your wrist and pulls your hand towards his hair.
I like this. I like when you pet my hair.
You are insane!
Is that news to you? If you're not gonna do it, then I'm just gonna keep doing this myself.
He pulls your wrist up and down along his head, forcing you to run your fingers through his hair. Fine, I'll do it. Just get your clammy hands off of me, asshole. He closes his eyes and relaxes into your touch. I hate you.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna burn in hell.
Probably.
The two of you go on like this, exchanging insults and quips. Your arm gets tired, and he complains every time you stop. Eventually, his breathing evens out. You lay your hand on his head, and he doesn't bug you when you stop petting him. Soon enough, this nightmare will be over. You don't even care how it ends anymore. You lean back against the wall and close your eyes. Where did he go? He just disappeared! When you wake up, Cerule is gone. Your lap feels oddly cold. You don't get the time to miss him for long, though. The door slams open and Cerule struts right up to you. Kieran walks a bit slower, seemingly giving the two of you some space. Cerule stands in front of you, hands on his hips and chest puffed out like he's about to say something important.
I'm keeping you.
Huh?
You're gonna be my pet from now on. I don't have a collar for you, but we'll take care of that later.
We've got plenty of chains down here. We could probably use any of them.
Actually,
Kieran speaks up, and you both look over at him.
I found this while rummaging around some old boxes.
He holds up a worn blue leash and collar.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
I wanted to keep it a surprise.
The younger man rushes over and practically rips the leash out of Kieran's hand.
Looks like you get your collar after all, pet.
Okay, I'm down for this. He fixes the collar around your neck and tugs on the leash.
There. Aren't you happy?
Peachy clean. Oh, wait, what? Uh-huh.
Why aren't you more excited? You should be thrilled.
It's probably running low on energy. When's the last time you fed it?
Oh.
Having a pet is a lot of responsibility, Cerule. You're going to have to stick to a regular feeding schedule.
Yeah.
Cerule rolls his eyes.
Oh, I actually did get some food ready for you.
From that devious grin on his face, you know to expect something horrible. At this point, you can't even muster up the energy to worry about it.
Wait right here. Don't go anywhere, okay?
He takes off without waiting for your response. Not like you can really get out of here anyway.
I haven't seen him this excited in a while.
Yeah, good to know, Kieran says with a sly grin.
He's not expecting you to be a perfect pet right away, but you will have to behave.
You nod.
You should know that I won't stand for disobedience either.
Hey, as long as you pull my hair and call me good girl, I'm down. It's uncanny how much fear this man can strike into you with just a sentence. You're more worried about him than Cerule. Just then, Cerule prances back into the room with a stainless steel bowl. Looks like a dog bowl. Of course. He sets it down on the ground and you can see that it's filled with roughly chopped meat. The meat looks somewhat cooked, but it's hard to tell since it's drowned in blood.
Here's your meal, pet.
Cerule announces happily.
Make sure you finish it all, and don't use your hands. Dogs don't eat with their hands. Got it?
You should be more disgusted than you are, but instead I start barking. Bark! But you're hungry and tired. You stick your face in the bowl and start chewing. It's warm, likely fresh, so you don't have to think about it too much.
How is it? Do you like it?
It's awful. The coppery taste is overwhelming and the meat is tough.
It's yummy, right? Only the best for my pet.
You look up from the bowl and smile, teeth and lips smeared in blood.
You're such a messy eater.
If you could see yourself right now, you're sure you'd be appalled. But you don't care anymore.
Good doggy.
Woof! Cerule reaches down and pets your head as you eat. You lean back into his touch. You've absolutely lost it. But you don't care. You're happy this way. At least that's what you tell yourself. Let's have more fun. Oh no. Okay, before we go down Kieran's route, I do want to see what happens if we try getting out of the chains. You grab the bobby pin from under your thighs. There's no telling when they'll be back, so you have to hurry. It's not easy, and you almost give up, but... click. Yeah! Oh, shit, you hope no one heard that. You lean up against the wall as you try to stand up. It's been... weeks? Months? You're not sure how long it's been since you've stood on your own 2 feet, but you feel wobbly as you walk across the room. By the time you're at the door, you're already feeling shaky. You go to open the door and... oh, God. That's right, it's locked. You're going to have to do this whole thing again. You lean your head against the door. It's been so long since you've been stuck here. Your friends are dead. Your energy is running out. A part of you just wants to lie down and give up. But you can't. You take a deep breath and grab the bobby pin. It's actually a bit easier the second time around. The door finally opens and you can hear the pounding of your heart in your ears. You pull the door open and it creaks. Carefully. Slowly. Peeking through the door crack, you don't see anyone around. It's quiet, so they're not around. Hopefully. You carefully step out into the hallway. There's no one around. Explore house! You decide to look around the house before you leave. Maybe you can find some better weapons or some food to take with you. Food that isn't that. You tread carefully and explore the house. There's a slightly open door on the left. It looks like a bedroom. On the right, the door is closed with an obnoxious amount of looks. Look in the bedroom. You step through the door on your left. It's a perfectly clean bedroom. The bed looks untouched, and there's only some basic furniture. This would have been where you or one of your friends would have slept if the vacation had gone as planned. You shake your head. You can't mourn them now. There's gotta be something you can use around here. You walk up to the dresser and start rummaging through the doors. Hopefully you can find some warmer clothing to wear. Most drawers are practically empty, except for the bottom one on the right side of the dresser. There's a single picture towards the back of the drawer. The hell? Is that Cerule? As you look at the photo, you realize the young boy in it looks familiar. Is that Cerule? The young boy in the picture is wearing jean overalls and a red shirt. On his head is a flower crown of red roses. The woman next to him has her hands on his shoulders, and he doesn't look very happy about that. Is that his mom? It's difficult to imagine Cerule as an innocent child. He still looks like a brat in the picture, but he somehow seems softer. What in the world happened to him that made him into a crazed serial killer?
What the fuck? How did you get out?
Ah, shit. Cerule stands in the doorway, glaring at you. There's no way you can get away from him now. Maybe if you beg for mercy and go back downstairs willingly.
What the hell is that?
He looks directly at the picture in your hand. That was
Is that? Oh, you're so fucking dead.
You've never heard him like this. You're used to the screaming, the over-the-top threats, but this quiet, almost somber voice is completely new to you. He moves faster than you can register. One moment he's at the door, the next he's right in front of you with his knife in your throat. No! You want to beg. You want to cry. But all you can do is swallow your own blood as it spills down your throat. He twists the knife, and blood spurts from your neck with every heartbeat. Your vision blurs, and you fall to the floor.
You fucking bitch! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you!
You think he's talking about you, but as your vision swims in and out of focus, you see that he's holding the picture in his bloodied hands. You died. Okay, I want to look at the locked door and see where this goes. You walk up to the door with all the locks and hear sniffling inside. Miko? Is that you?
Oh my god! You're still alive!
Shush! I don't know where those guys are. They could be nearby. You whisper, hoping the crazed killers didn't hear you. So far, no one seems to be around. Hang tight. I'm gonna get you out of there.
How did you go in the basement? Are those... Are they still around?
I managed to use one of Sika's bobby pins to open the locks, and yeah, those guys are still alive. We have to hurry.
Don't bother. There's no way I'm gonna make it out alive.
What? You hiss. Stop screwing around. We are getting out of here together.
Injured. I haven't eaten forever. I don't have the strength to get out of here, even if we do make it out.
You clench your jaw. All right. I'm gonna say this quietly, but normally I'd be yelling. You're going to shut the hell up while I figure out these locks. Then when I open the door, we are both going to grab some coats and shoes. Then we're getting the hell out of here.
But
Don't argue with me. It's not easy to open the locks, while your hands are shaking with both fear and anger. But you manage to get it done. Lock after lock, your trusty little bobby pin takes care of them. When you finally open the door, you're shocked at Miko's condition. Holy shit.
yeah, I told you. It's bad.
His hand has been bandaged up where his finger was cut off, and he has new wounds and bandages all over his body.
I'm only gonna slow you down. You have to go on without...
You walk up to him and slap him in the face. We don't have time for this! I'm escaping, and I'm taking you with me. You don't get a say in this. I am not leaving you behind. Miko smiles sheepishly.
I guess those are changing your mind, huh?
Nope. Let's go. The two of you carefully step back into the hallway and head for the cabin door. Keep an eye out while I suit up, then we'll switch places. You stare at the jackets hanging on the wall. Each of them belongs to one of your friends. The bright pink jacket with pink fur around the hood draws your eye. This was Sika's jacket. You try not to cry as you slide your arms into the sleeves. It's the least you can do to keep her memory alive. You put on gloves, a scarf, earmuffs, boots, anything you can get your hands on to keep you warm out there. Alright, your turn. You step aside to let Miko grab his jacket as you keep an eye on the rest of the cabin. What do you think they're doing now? It's weird that they're not around. Miko flinches.
I think they, spend most of their time in the butcher room.
The butcher room? Butcher room?
That's what they call it. Apparently that's where they... Well, they kept threatening to bring me there if I fought back too much. I just hope I never have to see it.
Miko, we're gonna make it out. It's gonna be okay. He gives you a soft smile, but you don't think he's convinced. You ready?
Well...
You shoot him a glare.
Yes, I'm ready.
You pull open the front door and snow starts pouring in. This definitely won't be easy. Run! Come on! You break into a sprint, and Miko quickly falls behind. Hurry up!
I'm trying!
The cold air burns your lungs as you lunge through the snow. With how high it's piled up, it's hard to get anywhere fast. But you have to keep trying. It's hard to see where you're going with the wind constantly blowing up snow. Eventually, you reach a forest of pine trees. The large trees block the snowy wind a little, and you decide to take a moment to catch your breath. God, I'm exhausted. You lean on one of the trees, resting for a moment. Miko is bent over, a look of pain on his face. There's blood staining his jacket.
Look, I can't.
Don't you start with this! I am not leaving you behind!
Injured. I can feel so many wounds opening up again.
Would you rather die out here in the snow? Are you really just going to give up?
Not saying I want this, but if the chances of you making it out or...
Well, Miko's head explodes into a firework of blood. Miko? Your brain can barely comprehend what is happening. He crumples into the snow. Miko, we have to keep going. You bend down and grab his shoulder. Miko? You have to get up. We can't stay here. Tears blur your vision, and the air suddenly feels thick. You can't lose him. You can't die on me. Don't. You choke on a sob, barely able to speak. Don't leave me alone out here. You hear someone approaching in the snow. You don't even want to look. Miko, we... You know who's there. We could still make it. You know it's over. Oh, shit. You look up and see Kieran staring down at you, rifle in hand. You're not sure what he's going to do to you. He doesn't shoot you.
Impressive. You must have found the gift I left for you, and used it to escape. I knew I saw something special in you, little lamb. I promise to kill you in the most beautiful way I can imagine.
Wait, how exactly?
Your death will be splendid. Trust me.
You're all mine now. So I'm gonna run for it instead. If you want any chance of surviving out there, you'll need something to protect you from the cold. There's some jackets hanging on the wall and shoes lined up. You recognize all of them. But you don't have time to mourn them now. You decide to grab Miko's jacket and slip on your boots. When you open the door, snow instantly starts spilling into the cabin. The wind is harsh, and you have to tread over the snow piled up at the door to get out. You tread through the snow and never look back. You made it. You actually made it! The cabin fades into the distance. As the snow crunches under your boots, you can see your breath in the cold air. The wind whips at you, and the cold stings your face, but it doesn't matter. You're free. You lived! Yeah! Did I really, though? It's been hours, and you can't figure out how to get back to civilization. You haven't seen anyone else out here. No roads, no trails, no other cabins, or even a river you could try following. The sun is already going down. It's getting dark. The wind cuts through your clothes and you shiver. You have no choice at this point. Your clothes aren't warm enough to keep you from freezing out here. You have to go back to the cabin. You turn around and try retracing your steps. Nothing looks familiar. The dwindling light makes it harder to see anything in the first place. Your legs are stiff to the point that you can barely walk. You never thought you'd miss those two bastards, but at least they gave you food and shelter from the wind.
Hey! I think I found it!
Looks like our little lamb made it pretty far.
I wish it didn't. It was such a pain in the ass to find.
On the bright side, at least the cold preserved the meat, so we don't have to worry about rot.
Sarul rolls his eyes.
Whatever. If you're so happy about it, then why don't you pick it up and drag it back to the truck?
Is a malnourished little thing like that too heavy for you? Fine then. I'll do it.
What? No, that's not what I meant.
It's all right. I know your arms must be tired from all that chopping earlier.
Shut up. I'll carry it. Wouldn't want you to hurt your back, old man.
Sarul hauls your body to their off-road truck, and the two of them drive back up to the cabin. You died. So after going through that scene with the photo, we do have a new dialogue option like here on like the final day. So I'm going to comment on the flower crown. You open your mouth to speak without much of a plan on what to say. I like your flower crown.
Uh-huh.
Well, that went great. You weren't expecting a thank you, but you were hoping the conversation wouldn't die so quickly. What kind of flowers are those?
Roses. Isn't that obvious?
Oh, yeah. Are they plastic?
Duh.
They look so realistic. You're desperate to keep this conversation going. If he's busy talking, he's less likely to kill you. At least not for the moment. You know he loves the sound of his own voice, so you try to keep him talking. Have you ever worn a real flower crown? With real roses? He doesn't respond. You're not sure if you pissed him off or if he didn't hear you. You're scrambling for something else to say when he finally speaks up.
Yeah, I have.
His voice is somber, but you're so eager to keep him talking and distracted from killing that you keep pushing the topic. I bet you looked really cute. Did you grow your own roses? He looks off to the side.
I didn't grow them.
When's the last time you used real flowers?
When I was, I think, 10?
Ah,
What?
he looks angry, but you can't help but tease him. Perhaps you should be more afraid, but you're sick of spending every second in paralyzing fear. That's cute.
No, it's not.
I thought you wanted to be cute.
Yeah, but... Ugh,
I mean, I can just imagine baby Sarul in some overalls and a little red shirt,
stop it!
holding his mom's hand, wearing the flower crown she made for him.
Don't talk about her!
He screams at you, his breathing already frantic.
Don't! I'm not...
His chest heaves with every shuddering breath. It sounds like he's run a marathon. You're waiting for him to berate you, or even pull out his knife and stab you. But he does neither. He lunges forward, and you freeze. His arms wrap around your midsection. You're expecting him to strangle you, or maybe crush you to death, or stab you in the abdomen. Beyond the sound of your heart beating through your ears, you hear soft sniffling.
Fuck!
Is he crying? You're too shocked to do much of anything.
If you tell anybody about this, you're dead. Got it?
Cyril's voice is muffled against your shirt. You're not sure whom you would even tell about this, considering you're stuck down here by yourself, but you're not anyway. Not that he can see you, but you're not the most lucid right now. It's been weeks, maybe even months, that you've been stuck down here. This guy has been one of your tormentors, a monster that killed your friends, and now he's sobbing in your lap like your close friends. As you look down at him, you notice some sort of leather pouch strapped to his thigh. It looks like a knife sheath. I hug him back. It's definitely strange, having your tormentor fall apart in front of you like this. But you don't entirely dislike it. You wrap your arms around him and run your fingers through his hair. Shh, 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 shh. It's okay. No! It's not. He complains like a petulant child. This is so fucking embarrassing. It doesn't have to be. He grumbles and buries his face further into your lap. Look at me.
What? No.
Look at me. You speak with more force, but don't raise your voice. Sarul doesn't move for a few moments, but finally, he lifts his head and glares at you. His cheeks are stained with tears, and his eyes are red. You take his face in your hands and force him to look you in the eyes. I think it's cute. His face contorts in disgust.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Your crying face. Your tears. I think they're cute.
You're crazy.
He rolls his eyes. And what if I am?
Maybe you got brain worms from all the...
You brush his bangs aside and plant a kiss on his forehead. That stops him dead in his tracks. A slight blush dusts his cheeks. You were saying?
Never mind.
He launches his face back at your stomach and squishes you in a hug. You chuckle at his childishness and resume stroking his hair. Maybe you really did go crazy at some point along the way. But it feels better to be crazy and relaxed than afraid and on edge all the time. His breathing slowly evens out, and you lean your head back against the wall. When you wake up, Sarul is gone. Your lap feels oddly cold. Is this the same as before? Yeah, it was more or less the same, so I'm just gonna stab him. You're never going to get another chance like this. You wrap your arms around him and run your fingers through his hair, working up the courage to act. His breathing is unsteady, interrupted by his sniffles. You brush his hair away from the back of his neck, gentle strokes to disguise the act as affection. You lean forward slowly, pushing him further into a hug.
This is so fucking embarrassing.
Sarul whines. If all goes well, you may never have to hear his voice ever again. Once you commit to the act, you move quickly. Grab the handle of the knife from the sheath, pull back, and... You push the knife into the back of his neck. Blood spurts from the wound.
Hey! You fucking...
You take the knife in deeper. Blood pours from his mouth onto your lap. You keep digging in the knife until he stops moving. You wait a few minutes, just in case. He doesn't move. Did I really just... You shake your head. No time to doubt yourself now. You did what you had to do. Now all that's left is to get out of here. You dig around Sarul's pockets and find a set of keys. After some fiddling, you finally undo the chain around your ankle. Your cold feet barely feel the stone ground beneath you as you head to the door. Most of your body is so cold, it's numb. Wait. Best to take a weapon, just in case. You pull the knife from Sarul's neck. Your hands shake from the adrenaline, and it doesn't help that they're slick with blood. You walk up to the door and insert the key. Click. You take a deep breath. It creaks as it opens, as always. But if you're fast enough, you may just make it out. The hallway is quiet. There's a door that looks like the entrance to the cabin, if you can make it out.
What are you doing upstairs, little lamb?
Yeah, just going for some fresh air. What are you doing upstairs? You look at him. He's probably faster than you, so you don't think you can outrun him.
Are you not in pain?
His expression darkens.
Is that not your blood?
You look down at your clothes. They're soaked in Sarul's blood. And in your hand, you hold a bloody knife. You could lie to him, but you don't think he'd believe you. Your back hits the floor, and Kieran hovers above you.
What did you do to him?
There's nothing you can say that won't enrage him more.
What did you do to him?
We just had a very intimate time. He told me not to tell anyone it happened. You flinch. You've never seen him this angry. He's always been the more reserved of the two. His breathing is ragged, and his eyes tear up.
Where did you stab him? In the shoulder? In the neck? Answer me!
The neck! In the neck! He's quiet. He knows it's too late to save Sarul. He brandishes a knife. Please.
No.
Tears spill down his cheeks. It's too late to beg now. His voice no longer has the cool, disinterested tone you're used to hearing.
You deserve so much more than what I'm about to do to you.
He stabs the knife so far into your throat that it pins you to the floor.
You better hope, for your sake, that you didn't.
He can't get the words out. He runs down to the basement, and you can faintly hear his voice.
Sarul!
Your vision fades as you're forced to swallow your own blood.
Hang in there, Sarul. I'll stop the bleeding.
You smile, knowing he's talking to a corpse. Knowing he's experiencing the same pain you and your friends did. You died. Okay, so before we go on to the final ending, I did want to do one last thing, which was to just let the timer run out. And you're distracted by the sight of the coats hanging along the wall. These sickos hung up all your coats like nothing was wrong. You recognize all of them, and your eyes sting with tears, knowing you'll never see your friends ever again. There's a stabbing pain in your shoulder. Hi! You turn and see a blade buried deep into your flesh. Kieran stares down at you. When did he even get here? He rips the knife out, and blood gushes out of your wound. You quickly push down on the wound, trying to stop the bleeding. Before you can even try to run, Cerule stabs you in the back from behind. You collapse to the floor.
Did you seriously think you were gonna get away from us? Fucking dumbass!
Kieran pushes your head into the floor with his boot.
Poor little lamb. You thought you could escape the slaughter.
You're gonna get strung up and cut up just like the rest of them.
Yippee! I just hope you don't taste tough, now that there's no fat on you.
We can always add a bit more butter.
Yeah, sounds good. Now hurry up. I'm starving.
Kieran grabs you by the ankles and starts dragging you down the hall. You don't end up seeing where they're taking you, and it's a small mercy. Your last act of rebellion is dying before they can torment you any further. You died. Okay, technically I don't need to do any of this, but I do want to get the scene where Kieran actually tucks us in, so I could not stop thinking about the older man. The older man. Something about him seemed off, as if he wasn't meant to be here. His mannerisms and style were strange as well. You wondered, where did this man come from? They soon start to force and strip you and your friends of any clothing that gave you any sense of dignity. Got it, skipping through. Miko, you gotta eat. I don't care if you throw up, you gotta put it back inside of you. Yeah. Force Cerule away from Miko. You run towards Cerule at lightning speed.
Oh, no, you don't.
Kieran grabs you from behind and holds you in place. You struggle, but you can't escape his grasp. Cerule smiles at you deviously, brandishing the knife in a dramatic flourish before swiftly bringing it down onto Poe's ring finger. No! Miko brings his hand to his face incredulously, unable to comprehend the sight. The red runs down his hand and streams. Got it. Miko hyperventilates at the sight of his missing fingers lying before him.
Looks like our big panda bear wasn't as strong as he thought.
I know he ain't that strong. I'm skipping through. Screw you.
Shut up, brat.
You feel the full force of his boot as he kicks you to the ground.
Give me one good reason why I shouldn't put this knife through your skull right now.
No! Tell me why you feel the need to kill me, you stupid, pathetic, stuck-up, arrogant excuse of a person.
They got you there.
Shut up, Kieran.
Yeah, just keep on yapping. We all know what you like. We all know you love it whenever I berate you, you horn dog. Cerule grabs and pulls you up by the collar of your shirt.
We got a feisty one here, don't we?
Your breath is feisty. He barks in laughter and throws you back down.
You're interesting. I think I'll keep you for a little longer. But if you test me any further...
He holds up his knife towards your lips and makes a dramatic slashing motion.
Understood?
You glare at him, yet cautiously nod.
Cerule,
Yes, Kieran?
do that move I taught you, please. With the handle of the blade.
I know what move you want, so skipping right through, and I'm gonna stay still, and I'm gonna use the device, and I don't need the thing here, but I'm just gonna save just in case. Save my strength. Whatever it is, it can wait for tomorrow. You can barely lift a finger from what Kieran put you through. Silently, you let out a yawn. It's time to gain your strength for the next day for the hell of what the men upstairs have planned for you. Just as you were about to fall unconscious, you feel something soft being draped over you.
Good night.
You again? No! Older man. Okay? Don't force him to eat. Nah, you can't force him. You respect him for being able to stand up to these deranged men and probably shouldn't push the issue. Unfortunately, you can't say the same for yourself. Miko watches you as you take tiny bites of your food. You're too scared to look him in the eye for fear of seeing disappointment.
Eat. It's good for you.
Thank you. It's delicious. Let's skip right through and force the rule away. Screw you. And stay still. And ask him to use... I'm going to save here because this is important. Use the device. Yes, yes. And I save my strength. I don't get tucked in. Okay, the older man. Okay, don't force him to eat. Force the rule away from Miko. Okay, call Kieran out. Hey, is that other guy going to do anything?
What? Am I not good enough for you?
He emits a low growl, like some sort of feral dog.
Don't pay attention to him. Pay attention to me.
I paid enough attention to you.
You don't want that. This is a learning experience for our little Cerule here. And if I had things my way...
Oh, what? You're gonna stab me? You're gonna, eat me, raw? Is that what you're saying? He tilts your chin up with the lift of his fingers.
You'd surely regret it.
Maybe I won't. You don't know that. Kieran's brows furrow. He crouches in front of you and seemingly out of nowhere procures a knife against your throat. You can feel the blade nick your neck a little.
You better be careful what you wish for. Little lambs shouldn't so jokingly play with wolves like that.
I know, but I like to live life a little dangerously.
You never know when they snap and might just...
He grabs your head while pulling the knife even closer to your jugular.
bite you.
Hot! And in the blink of an eye, he's off of you. Your heart hammers as he steps away, yet his gaze still lingers on you. Like a predator, calculating what its next move is. It's as if any wrong move will trigger him to swallow you whole. And what bothers you the most is that you might like that.
Can you guys stop staring at each other?
No!
It's getting a little weird.
Screw you! Kieran quickly averts his eyes from you in embarrassment.
You know what? I was gonna torture you more, but you guys just made it so awkward. I'm out.
Cerule hastily picks up Miko's body, as if to spare him from the cringe as well, and makes a retreat up the stairs. Kieran stares at you as if wanting to say something. He clears his throat before starting to speak.
You're more interesting than most people.
Why, thank you! He kneels before you, displaying a knife. Don't prove me wrong. And with that, he knocks you unconscious with the handle of the blade. You wake to the two men chattering in the background. Something about gaming? Kieran, I know the game servers shut down in the future, but the graphics are absolutely sick! I know what goes on here, and I know that kicking him is going to be important, but I'm going to stay still. Okay, and then I ask him to use the device, reach for the thing. Just as you were about to fall unconscious, you feel something soft being draped over you.
Good night.
Freaking finally! Okay. And we wake up to this, and we eat the thing. We don't offer to help. You try not to watch him fuss over your dead friend's hair.
This is gonna look like shit.
He's ripping so much hair from her that you can hear it.
Have you tried cutting the knots out?
I might have to.
You push around the food on your plate.
How do people do this? It's fucking impossible to keep track of what goes where.
Hand-eye coordination.
Are you saying I don't have hand-eye coordination?
Well, I'm not saying that you do.
Yes.
You asshole!
Cerule swings Sika by her hair and bashes her into the ground. You hear a crack.
Giving up already.
Cerule grumbles.
No.
He pulls out his knife and starts trimming some of Sika's hair.
I'm gonna make this work. There's no way I'm letting some stupid hair get the better of me.
We'll see about that.
Cerule shoots the older men a glare, but he doesn't say anything else. You're not sure what they're doing here if they're not interested in torturing you. But you're not going to draw attention to yourself if they're willing to ignore you.
Here, how does this look?
Cyril holds up Seaca's braid for Kieran to see.
Like shit.
Ah! Fucking hell!
He stands up and throws her head on the ground.
I'm done with this shit!
He stomps out of the room like a petulant child. Kieran sighs. You wait for him to do something. He chuckles to himself, and you think he has something horrible planned for you. But he just leaves, and you're left alone again. You lie down on the cold ground and try to get some rest. Okay, we're going to sleep. You open your eyes, and it's the same empty basement as always, okay? And we just wait. You struggle with your chains a bit, but you can't unlock it. I know. You shiver a bit in the cold. You wait for them to return. After some time, you start to lose feeling in your toes and fingers. You try wiggling them from time to time, but it doesn't help. You start to miss them. That's how you know you're really losing it. Clawing at your chain does nothing except break your fingernails. Cyril? Kieran? No one answers. One day, you try screaming all day until your throat is sore. The next day, you spend mostly asleep. You lose the ability to move after your limbs turn white, then black. You can't even muster the energy to cry. Those bastards chose to kill you in the cruelest way possible, which was to not kill you at all. Oh, frick! God damn it! Okay, the choices I'm definitely going to make here would be older man. Okay. Miko, you gotta eat. Okay, whatever. Force Cyril away. Screw you. Okay, I stay still. Ask him to use the device. Okay. I reach for the thing. I eat. I don't offer to help. Okay, and I wait. The door slams open, and the loud noise makes you flinch.
Rise and shine, meatbag!
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Cyril rushes over to you and dangles a rusty key in your face.
Bet you wish you could have gotten your hands on this key, huh? Too bad you never got the chance to steal it. Look on the bright side. You'll never have to sleep in this shitty basement ever again. Oh, and don't even think about running or attacking me.
Kieran swings his knife around. It's clear that even if you can get away from Cyril, you won't get past Kieran. Cyril unlocks the chain around your leg, and the metal cuff falls away. The skin around your ankle is red, with small cuts along the edges where the metal dug in.
Get up! I don't got all day!
His voice sounds agitated, but there's a hint of excitement that worries you. If Cyril is excited about something, it's bound to be horrific.
Yes, you do.
But waiting is boring! Come on!
Cyril pulls you up by your arm, but you stumble.
Its legs are probably too weak to walk.
Ugh, I think it's just lazy.
You want to snap at him, tell him that anyone will be weak in these circumstances, but you know better than to talk back. He hoists you over his shoulder like a sack of flour. His deranged giggles echo off the walls of the empty basement.
It's so much easier to carry now that we've starved it.
Your only view is of the floor as Cyril carries you up the stairs. The cold floor of the basement is replaced by wooden floors as you make your way through the cabin. You're glad to finally be out of that place, but you know this doesn't mean you're free. Kieran opens the door, and the smell immediately makes you gag. Blood. Rot. The floor painted with viscera. The world spins, and your back hits cold metal.
You know better than to fight back, don't you?
You do. You're exhausted, hungry, and cold. You don't stand a chance against these two. Kieran secures leather straps around your arms and legs. They're worn and bent with dark stains.
Hurry up! I want to get started already!
Cyril complains as Kieran tightens your restraints.
Patience is a virtue, you know.
Do I look like a virtuous person to you?
Patience is the only virtue that will be useful to you.
I was super patient today. I even took the time to sharpen all my knives.
You gulp, The numbness you felt these past few days is wearing off, and the fear is creeping up on you. Today might be the day you finally die. Will you ever leave this room? Is this where your friends died?
I'll start with this. Make sure you scream for us, okay?
Cerule pulls up your shirt and positions a scalpel right below your sternum. He doesn't hesitate before sinking in the blade and cutting all the way down to the bottom of your abdomen. You feel the pain, but it's not enough to make you scream.
Nothing, huh?
He scrunches up his face.
Don't worry. You'll be screaming your throat raw by the end of this.
He cackles, the way you've heard him many times before, but it feels different this time. You know he's capable of horrible things, but now you have no choice but to focus on what he does to you. There's no more looking away and covering your ears. There's no one left to comfort you. It's just you and your killers.
Alright, now over here.
He cuts horizontal lines into your skin, and it isn't until he speaks again that you realize what he's doing.
Give me those pin thingies.
Would it kill you to say please?
Kieran says as he hands him a handful of long metal pins.
Yes.
Cerule pulls at your skin, and you realize he cut flaps into it that he can pull back to reveal your organs. Your breathing quickens, but you can't get any air. You feel nauseous. Cerule pulls the skin taut and secures them to the table with the pins.
Ooh, how pretty. Kieran, look. It's all twitchy.
Cerule looks directly at your organs. All of your soft insides are on display in front of these predators.
A beautiful specimen.
Kieran looks enraptured by the sight. You've never seen them like this before. You feel exposed in a way you could never imagine. You wish they'd just look away. All of their attention is solely on you, and it makes your face burn with humiliation. It's worse than if they had stripped you naked. Ah! The younger killer taps his fingers over your organs. Despite the gentle touch, pain radiates with every bit of pressure. Beyond the pain, this is violating in a way you can hardly process.
There you are. Thought you fell asleep with how quiet you were.
I was asleep!
Oh, wait.
Cerule walks out of your line of sight and rummages through something. You're left with Kieran and his piercing gaze.
Having fun?
I guess. You're completely thrown off by his question, and it must show on your face. He chuckles.
Don't worry. We are, and that's all that matters.
You want to say something to him, but you don't know what.
Here it is.
Kieran returns with what looks like a Polaroid camera. He points it right at your face.
All right. Now look really, really scared.
You frown. What in the world is going on? You didn't expect this, but perhaps you should have. Cerule can be quite childish after all.
Ugh, no. That's all wrong. You just look confused.
Would you just take the damn picture already?
Don't rush me. I want to make sure I get a really good pic of the last one.
The last one. That confirms it. Nico is dead.
Oh, that's perfect.
A bright flash of light blinds you for a moment.
Perfect. And now for the before shot.
Oh no! He points the camera at your torso and takes another picture. Then he tosses the camera aside and slides his hand directly into you. You can feel him grabbing and pushing things around. He's touching parts of you that no one should ever lay their hands on.
Ooh, it's so warm. These things are great at warming up my hands.
Indeed. It's a shame they go cold so quickly.
Right? It's more fun when everything is warm and squishy.
He wraps his fingers around something and squeezes. Cerule cackles.
That's my favorite sound in the world.
He pulls whatever's holding on to up and out of your body. Stop! Please!
No way! We're just getting started!
Move aside.
You were so focused on Cerule that you didn't even see Kieran approach with a scalpel and a handful of pins.
I want the liver. Here, Help me pin these out of the way.
Ugh, you're so boring. You should really try something new. Here.
Zerul pulls out a small hunk of flesh attached to you by what looks like a vein. It's hard to tell with all the blood.
Cut this thing for me, will ya?
Kieran severs the tissue with a scalpel.
This is a kidney, right?
Oh no, not my piss bag!
Look at you, finally learning your anatomy.
The young killer scoffs.
Ugh, look, the important thing is this tastes way better than the liver. You should try it.
He tosses your kidney into his mouth and chomps down. Blood spills from his mouth and all over his neck.
It's good.
He speaks around the meat in his mouth.
It's rude to talk with your mouth full. Now, move some stuff out of the way.
Zerul mumbles and starts shoving stuff around inside you.
Lift that up.
You scream. Kieran cuts something and starts placing pieces of you into a big metal bowl.
Are you really gonna wait to cook it? You gotta try it fresh.
It tastes better with onions.
The older man responds and continues with his work.
You don't know that. You've never even tried it raw.
Zerul grabs a piece from the bowl and bites down.
I'm telling you gotta try it.
Fine, since you insist.
Kieran grabs a slice, bites a piece off. He chews slowly, savoring the flavor. Zerul, on the other hand, cuts through connective tissue with his scalpel and stuffs bits of you directly into his mouth. Your screams are background noise, even to you. You can't stop them, yet you're sick of hearing your own voice.
Not bad, huh?
It's better than I thought.
The older man admits. Zerul grabs another piece from the bowl and you look away. You're sick of seeing them devour you.
Here, you try.
He holds a piece up to your mouth. You gag. No, I can't.
Sure you can. Wouldn't want you to miss out on this. It's delicious.
He crams the piece of liver into your mouth. You gag, and you're sure you'll throw up any second, but Zerul doesn't relent. He holds your mouth closed and forces you to swallow a piece of your own body.
Oh, the look on your face is priceless.
Zerul grabs a bigger knife and starts stabbing around randomly. Kieran picks up the scalpel and continues meticulously cutting out organs and placing them into the bowl. You struggle against your restraints, but it's no use. Even if you manage to wiggle a few inches to the left or the right, there's no escaping the pain.
You're making a mess.
But getting messy is the fun part.
Zerul whines.
Don't you think this room could use a little color?
I'm not helping you clean it up.
Whatever.
Kieran grabs something from a nearby table. It's a cleaver. He positions it right over the top of your thigh. No. He pulls back and swings down. I
want to chop a thigh too. Leave the other one for me.
Zerul joins him with another cleaver, and both of them hack away at your legs. Blood flows from the table onto the ground. You pull and struggle as much as you can, but at some point you lose feeling in your feet. The tops of your lungs are a mess of red. You feel woozy from all the blood loss. You vomit and have to turn your head to the side to avoid choking on it. Are they really not done yet? How are you even still alive?
There. Now we just need to sever the bone.
Kill me. Kill me, please. Just kill me first.
No way. We're not gonna let you cut our fun short. Hey, why do you have the saw?
Kieran positions himself on your left with a small circular saw above the carnage that used to be your legs.
I want to use it.
No.
What do you mean, no? Do you think I'm gonna fuck it up or something?
That's not it.
Then why won't you let me use it?
Kieran holds up the saw and whirs it to life.
Because it's my turn now.
You think they continue bickering, but you can't hear them over your own cries. The room explodes in red. The saw splatters your body all over the walls and ceiling.
Ah, shit! It's almost dead!
You hear Sarul's voice near your face, but you can't tell what's going on anymore. You hear a click, then there's a bright flash of light. You died. So there's one last ending I do want to get, and for this I'm going to kick him. You move as quickly as you can, but he stabs a knife through your calf before you can make any impact.
A valiant attempt.
You try to pull away, but he has a firm grip on you, and every jerk of your leg just pulls the knife through your flesh even more.
I can't blame you for trying. River did the same.
You feel sick. River?
Yes, he tried kicking me as well.
No. He died on that first day. Kieran wrenches the knife out of your leg, and blood gushes from the wound.
That's what we thought at first as well.
He slices along the top of your thigh.
But he had more fight in him than we gave him credit for. We patched him up and...
Stop!
Oh dear. Did I hit a nerve?
Just stop! You sob, not wanting to think of what River had to go through. Kieran walks out of your field of vision and slices along your back.
People like that, they're the most fun to break.
You bite your tongue. You know he's trying to get you to react, but you can't stop yourself from crying at his words.
Little things like you, on the other hand.
He saunters back to his spot in front of you and digs his knife into your abdomen.
Are made to be slaughtered.
Once you start screaming, you can't stop. Kieran leaves thousands of cuts on you. I know, and I'm going to refuse the device. No. I can't handle any more pain.
Fine.
He powers off the device, and the room instantly feels colder.
I can't guarantee your wounds won't get infected, though.
That's kind of the point. You think he starts wrapping bandages and gauze around you, but you're barely conscious at this point. You fade in and out, only remembering bits and pieces of him, letting you out of the contraption attached to the ceiling. And we fall asleep. You wake up to find that there's no one there, and we reach for the thing, and then we eat. Do we eat? Do we eat? Yeah, we eat. Offer to help, and then, I'm gonna braid him, get out of that shades, okay, run for it. Your legs feel heavy. It doesn't help that the wind is blowing back towards the cabin. You've only taken 5 steps at most, but you're already panting so hard, your throat hurts. All the wounds they've inflicted on you ache as you try to run. When you look down, you see blood soaking through your clothes. You take a few more steps and collapse into the snow.
Kieran, did you leave the door open?
No.
Fuck, I think it got away.
Did our lamb go running? Then let's go get it.
Why does he always sound so horny? The 2 men run out the front door.
Are you serious? It hardly even made it 5 feet.
At least we won't have to trudge through the snow.
Kieran bends down and slings your body over his shoulder.
Pretty light. Probably won't get much meat out of this one.
Whatever. Eating's not the fun part anyway.
And you died. So that was To Train a Killer last winter. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. And that was an incredibly gruesome sequel to the original game. Like, holy hell. The dev actually mentioned that one of the reasons why it's so much worse now, it's because, like, I mentioned that I wanted it to have more torture, and we got what we asked for. we got what we asked for, and it was a lot. It was pretty gruesome, and God, I hated some of the imagery. I'm really glad they didn't like make any CGs for any of the gore. I'm so happy about that. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day, and as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.